Leandra, tell me, I know that you're going to be doing these wonderful retreats.
Oh, yes.
The retreats.
Of course.
Talk to me about the retreats, because
So,
this is new. This is really new.
This is very new. So I tried to run one up in. So this is one of my things about, it's like one of my biggest fears, but my biggest like dream that I've wanted to do, because big dreams scare you, and that's good. I haven't done anything that scares me for a very long time, and now I moved. So then I sold my chiropractic clinic at the end of last year, had a baby at the start of this year, and was a bit like, what now? And I tried to run this retreat up in Darwin, which was probably not the greatest idea I've ever had, but it didn't happen. It just didn't work because I just didn't have the infrastructure and everything around me, and I just wasn't ready for it. But what I've always wanted to do...
It's a learning opportunity.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Everything's a learning opportunity is how I look at it.
Yeah, you never fail. I don't think that...
No.
Yeah, I'm not a big one on believing that there's failures. Like
No.
Yeah.
It's always about what did you learn from that?
Exactly. So
what did you take away from it, and what can you do better the next time?
Precisely. So when I moved down here, I got to a point where I was like, well, what now? So I am a cosmopolitan hippie. So the idea is that I'm this union of opposites, that I'm like, I'm really healthy, but, not hugely, like, I don't give up wine or chocolate or coffee. It's just understanding how to do those things better. So I realize that there's a lot of people like me out there who feel quite isolated because, there's a lot of gurus out there telling you, don't do this, don't do that. And that's quite frightening and a bit like, well, what do I do? And then, at the other side, you still want to be who you want to be. And I mean, I became a mum, and that majorly changed who I am and my perspective on life. And so I just thought to myself, what is it that I want? Like, what do I all my friends that are entrepreneurs, and I just thought to myself, I really want to create something for women, entrepreneurs, mums, to make them feel good about themselves and what they're doing. I want them to feel, give them a little bit of health advice, but give them a little bit more advice for their businesses to get them going, because I feel that we are stuck a lot in our own heads and in our own worlds, and we crave that connection. And I've got a group of 4 of us, really good girlfriends, and they have made the world of difference to me, and I want everybody to have that. So I created a weekend, and I thought, well, back in the day, teenage sleepovers and girls' weekends before I had kids and responsibilities were like the ultimate. So it's a 3-day weekend in Melbourne. We've got a day out where we go on a Cosmopolitan Hippie tour of Melbourne. We go to the pop-up patch and talk about urban gardening. And
wow.
I know I'm a black thumb, and I'm trying very hard to grow things, but
I'm just managing to get a few things growing on my windowsill.
Ooh. And that's it. Like, I mean, it's all about the idea of like, well, let's just start with something. It's just this weekend's a gentle nudge in the right direction. So, if you know how to read labels and you've got an idea about how to eat healthy, but you're just a bit like, how did this all come together? This is the weekend for you. So we've got authentic marketing. So a friend of mine's coming, and he's doing like about getting in touch with who you are and how to market that, and how vulnerability and authentic marketing and, how to really connect with your key clientele. Then we've got, we're going to go out for lunch, and, you don't have to go to like, hippie health food stores to eat well. Like, you can go out to other places. It's just understanding where to go, what to order. So we're going to teach you all of that. And there's going to be wine, organic wine tasting.
Wow.
Always need wine. And then...
Wine out there listening.
Yes.
You'll be in your element.
Red organic wine is practically a health food. So...
You've heard it from Leandra, ladies.
And then we've got... so then we're doing eco-styling. So, talking about supply chains. Yeah, because your style, I'm very big on styling. I'm very big on clothes. I love clothes. But I'm also not into supporting labels that exploit people or who damage the environment. So there are amazing labels out there, and there are people who help with that. So I've got an eco-stylist coming, and she's amazing. It's very Kardashian having a stylist. But
I might have to look at that. They'd probably throw out everything that's in my closet.
But see, this is it. Like, so she talks about not like, like streamlining, but, and about like what's better for the environment, keeping your clothes or going and buying new ones. And, yeah, so we talk about capsule wardrobes and we talk about, like all, so it's a bit of Cosmo Hippie Advanced, I call it.
What the hell is a capsule wardrobe?
Oh, yes. Well, I'm not sure.
Have to go to the retreat to find out what a capsule wardrobe
I'm also going to learn. It's very big at the moment. But her idea is that you should be able to put your hand in your wardrobe, pull out something and love it and be able to put an outfit together, because she says that a well thought out wardrobe frees up mental space.
Oh, I like that idea, because I have got a lot of mental space.
This is it. It's not something you don't need to worry about. Like, if you've got a billion other things on your plate, what do I wear? It should not feature. And that's how she gets rid of that sort of stuff. So we've got, and then headshots. So branding your business. I have an amazing headshot, if I do say so myself.
I love that you I love that you say that. See? All about you. You're passionate.
So,
and you're not afraid to say it either.
Well, this is it. I think that women are very worried about this. And it's funny. I talked about this with Jason, who took my headshot. He's American, and he said that he finds it very strange that Australians have this tall poppy syndrome, because they don't.
Yeah, it's so different to the Americans.
No, they don't have it in America. He doesn't understand, and he said that he thinks that people are more inclined to like really shine and show who they are without fear of retribution, because he's American. We seem to feel it's almost our duty if someone does put themselves a bit to say,
stop, go down now.
Yeah,
go
you're
down
a bit
now.
big for your boots, aren't you? And you should be humble. And it's. I mean, women have that anyway. Like, women have that of like, we need to diminish our. We talk about, actually, Jason talks about this as well, how women diminish themselves. And how we do it in photos as well. And he's like, we do this like shoulders up, like coy look, like looking away from the camera. He says it's very diminishing. So, we talk about stance as well. Like, so, so this is all going to be. Yes, we talk about that.
So Amy Cuddy, I was actually just rewatching her TED Talk yesterday, the Wonder Woman stand. I think that's fantastic how she did a study at Harvard, 2 minutes. And it actually changes the hormones in your body.
Exactly.
It's an amazing science if you just do the power pose for 2 minutes.
And that's it. So there's all those sorts of things we're going to talk about, and start getting women to put into their daily lives. Like, it's little tips and tricks that I would use that I think is quite normal now. To sort of, it's like, to sort of like a kickstart. Then we've also got Vanessa Megan coming to do like facials with all natural products. And we've got Air Perez coming to help switch out your old toxic makeup for new non-toxic makeup. I wear red lipstick almost all the time. And I use theirs because you can eat it, because I realised that my lipstick was flaking off when I was eating it. And apparently, if you wear lipstick every day, you will eat about 4 kilos of lipstick in your life.
Oh!
I know, right? That's more than my children were when they were born. 4 kilos of lipstick. It's a lot. So you got to make sure that it's good for you. So
that's a little piece of factoid. I love factoids. I'm a factoid person.
And then the last day is a bridging day. So we talk about I've got Kate, who you and I both know.
Kate, yes.
Yeah, she's doing time
Queen
management.
Of outsourcing and insourcing.
I know, brilliant, right? She told me it's okay that I make my 4-year-old do chores. She's like, no, it's all right.
It's cool. My mother was like that before Kate made it really cool. So my mother was I was doing chores at 5. So I had to make my room, do all my room. And, I was in control of the dishwasher and the washing machine at 8.
Yeah.
So...
But I mean, it's not like I've got her scrubbing the floors. It's just that,
it's not Cinderella.
Exactly. It's just I get her to put her clothes away, and we clean up our toys when we're finished with them. Because I just think to myself, look, the biggest and the most exciting thing for me was when I moved out of home at 21 and I moved to Melbourne from Adelaide, and I felt like I became who I am. Like, it was the start of me becoming me. And if my mum hadn't taught me and hadn't instilled in me how to do my own washing and cook a little, cook and I'd clean and take care of a house, I wouldn't have survived. Like, I mean, that would have been a very stressful time for me, but it wasn't. Like, it was very much I'm just doing the same things in a different city now. So, I mean, I think that that's really, really important to allow your kids
The
to.
skills of independence.
Yeah. And I mean, I know my kids eventually will move out and, have their own lives, and it'll crush me when they leave me.
You'll cry like every
I
parent.
will, but I want her to be like not just a functioning member of society, but I want her to be someone who changes the status quo and, makes the world a better place. And I just think that if I can give her a nice baseline of like, okay, well, I'll teach you everything I know. So when you go out there, you can free up that mental space to actually do amazing things. I don't want her going out there and then stressing about the fact that she doesn't know how to wash or clean or keep her house clean. Like, I mean, you got to think about those kinds of things. Like Oprah said it, which was, I just thought, one of the best things I've ever heard is, you're not raising children, you're raising adults.
Yes. Yeah, and that's a really good thing. But I think the other thing that you're teaching her is that she also has the choice to either do it or outsource it.
Exactly.
As well.
It's like, so you hate that? That's fine. Like, I mean, we have a cleaner, and if she thinks that that's normal to have a cleaner, great. Go out, make some money so that you can afford a cleaner. But you can't sit around the house and do nothing and then say that you need a cleaner. Like, like there's this balance.
There's rules.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the rules of the universe, I didn't make them up. I'm just teaching how to play by them.
Yeah.
So, and then, so the last day is, and then we've got a stress workshop. So the lady who's coming is a PT. But she's also, she does some really interesting stuff, actually, because I hate exercise. But I'm a doctor, so I know that it's really important for you.
I'm joining you in there. I don't really love to sweat.
Oh my God, I hate it. I'm just no.
Once I get into it, I'm doing it. I've got a PT myself, but and she works me hard, but it's just the sweaty bit.
I don't like it. But so she talks about how it's not about exercise as such, but there's amazing little things you can do that are really, really, huge ideas. So the breathing thing is hers. Like, like she'll spend a lot of time on people with breath. And she said that she's seen amazing changes in people just by teaching them how to breathe properly, and drinking a little bit more water and, taking the time to walk barefoot in the grass, and all those things, and how we change our stress hormones. And then we can start exercising. So it's, one step back from exercising and not just being like, I'm so stressed and now I'm going to run on the treadmill and then I'm going to do this and then I'm going to run around a bit more and, a lot less of
the adrenal glands
exactly.
way too high.
Precisely, because she suffered from adrenal fatigue, which is something that's very, very rife in women. And so it's about that sort of stuff. So she's doing that. And then we've got the last session is like a loving yourself workshop. So it's about trusting your intuition, about
something on that.
Yeah, practicing gratitude, and writing yourself a love letter and sort of working out like, well, where were your stars of the weekend? And, it's that bridging between, yes, I've learned all this stuff in this weekend, and yes, this was a bubble, but how do I take all those things from the bubble into my life so that it's actually a good learning experience that you will now continue doing? It's not just like I did all this here and that was great, but I go back to my life and I just run myself ragged again.
Yeah, because it's a bit hard. I think we go to retreats or we go to events and we become really inspired, or we become overwhelmed because we see these fantastic people who are doing wonderful things in their life, and we just look at it and go, I can never be like that because I'm so far behind. Because that's sometimes how I feel, going, there's no way.
Yeah, where do I start? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where do I start? And it's how to just put either one or two things into effect.
Exactly.
It's the little things. Just put one or two in, and then, whether it be 30 days, it makes a habit. It's just slowly doing it. Don't try to rush everything at once.
Exactly. And it's about connecting these women with other women who you can be accountable to as well, and just say, okay, well, there was lots of stuff in that weekend, but, the breathing thing, I want to start with that, and starting with that. And then you've got all those resources, and, as you go along, you can flip back through that and go, yes, I remember that. And, you've got, there's a private Facebook group afterwards, so you can all come together and talk to each other and ask questions. But the idea is that it's like a compact, so it's what I kind of learned in 10 years to become where I am, compacted into 3 days, and then with the support for you to kind of go, all right, let's slowly put this into my life. But yeah, because I completely understand that as well. You go to these things and you're like, yes, I can do it. I'm awesome. I feel really great. And then you get there and then there's more stress in your life than what you had before. And that's not what this is about. It's about that time to step back, reflect and go, wow, all right, it's not as hard as I thought, and there's so many little things I can do, like just making a better choice. So say I want to go get like a plain black jersey dress. Well, I can choose to buy that from someone who's different, who does good things for the environment, and that's just one little choice you can make that's so much better for you, the environment and everything. So I mean, it's about those little choices, and it's about that. So that's what the weekend's about. So